Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Vampire the Masquerade Boon Office. You'll see we have a new wonderful guest with us, with our wonderful cast of wonderful people. Before we get into it, let's introduce all our wonderful players today and who they'll be playing, starting with Victoria.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm going to be playing Luis Estrada, the accountant Tremere, who is going through it right now, really going through it. But it be like that, so we're just gonna we're just gonna find out what happened.
Love it. Hi, I'm Serena Montgomery, and I'm playing our fabulous Sunrise. We got maybe a little too vulnerable last time, so we're gonna put those emotional walls back up so we can be there for everyone else. So we don't look inward, only outwards.
Hi guys, my name is Aaron. Our music reductions Aaron MP. I'm going to be playing Jeremy Hayes, one half of the Ventru presence in the office. I got a son now.
I don't know how to top up that. One up the thing that Aaron just said about Jeremy. Hi, my name is Kat. I'm playing Imogen Grady, the resident Banakim human resource manager. She looks forward to the night at the office tonight with whatever happens.
And I am Tom. I'm going to be playing Felix Queso, the Bruja Methuselah, who has a short temper and is the company janitor.
Excellent. And I am Ethan, the storyteller of all these wonderful people and this wonderful game in which we find ourselves in. Let's begin with describing our night and having our kindred waking up. As per usual, we're going to stick to our rules every session, so it's quite chaotic each time we find ourselves. As we introduce everyone, I'll get you all to roll a d10 and halve it and round it up. And we'll see how hungry our characters are today. Now, I think pretty unorthodox. Usually I'll begin with our higher humanity characters, but I think we'll do sort of a flip around on that one as people wake up at different times, at different periods. Felix, you'll be the last person awakening, I imagine. But I think I'd like you to start, actually. Describe how we would see Felix, where Felix would awaken, whether that be in the office, whether that be somewhere else entirely. And please roll a d10, halve it, and round it up.
Felix is... The only reason he's here is just because he is in a lot of trouble. This is basically a prison for Felix, so he would be in the office. He'd probably be sleeping in the janitorial closet at this stage, to be honest. Like when he wakes up, like moving around with mops falling on him, and it's very uncomfortable, and he's not happy with it. I rolled an 8, so that would be 4.
Oh boy, we're at a hunger 4 starting this particular night then. Beast is particularly on edge today, as you are aware that today our boss will be organizing particular VHS tapes that will be wheeled into meetings. A meeting that you've had, Felix, so many times. Too many times to count. It's also like it's part of your personal punishment in this particular case.
Pretty sure I can quote those DVDs like the whole way through at this point.
Perhaps waking daymares. They play over and over again and again. How would you describe, if someone were to walk past Felix, how would you describe them for us?
He looks like a mess. Based on the fact he's sleeping in the janitor's closet, you could mistake him for a homeless man that's found his way in. Like he just wears a tracksuit. Like, people are supposed to wear nice clothes to the office. He just doesn't care. He just can't be bothered. and his hair looks like it hasn't been done since the 4th century BC. There's just he just looks like a mess, really, and everyone can see it.
Excellent. As you begin gathering all your cleaning equipment, pouring chemicals in, getting the mop, getting the bucket, organizing for, there has been some blood spills earlier in the night around the office space that need to be cleaned up. It needs to be vacuumed up out of the carpets. Who puts so much carpets in an office where vampires are? God forbid. There are well, very painful to get out of a carpet, frankly, bloodstains. And as you're gathering all these things and making your way to the office itself, there is a particular, I would say you see Danny, the office manager, the office owner, making their way into the office, as they are usually one of the first or the last to arrive most days. Danny sort of passes up to you. They have a briefcase in their hand today. They have a bit of a nicer suit than you usually expect Danny to wear. Danny usually wears simple shirt or a simple button up or something like that. Very smart casual, but today he's wearing quite a nice suit. A nice blue with a white shirt underneath and a red tie. He makes his way up to you on the phone, hangs up his call and says, "Felix, lovely to see you early in today as always."
Yeah, lovely to see you too.
I'm sure it is, as always. We do have a particular case. Some Samitsi thing got in last night downstairs. It's pretty messy. I'm going to need, I don't know what you have back in that closet, but it's a lot of meat. I don't know how you would even get rid of that or where you would put it, but there's a lot.
It's on security. This happens so fucking often.
What can I say? Ghouls against a thing that has there was a lot of faces. What can I don't know. They don't know how to deal with that, frankly.
The meat boys are at it again.
If you could, get that nice and tidied up by, in the next hour, I think that would be great, so that we could start, all our usual meetings and whatnot.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Not a problem. And then Felix will just start walking towards where the mess is, really slowly. Just nonchalantly, like he's in no rush at all. Because he isn't.
Does Felix intend to get this done in the next hour? Or is it just...
Absolutely not. He's not paid by the hour. He has to be here for a certain amount of weeks, which has turned into months, which is probably turning into years. But he doesn't have to get so many jobs done before he's out of this prison. He just has to be here for a certain amount of time.
Excellent. As Felix very slowly makes their way to the work, our respective shifts, we move back. We see New York City in all its beautiful shining glory. Today, again, it's another nice no cloud day. You can see some stars in the night sky. The moon is actually full today. It is glorious and shiny, so there's a lot of choleric blood flowing through people's veins. They're excited, they're happy. Some drivers are often acting a bit more erratically tonight. Seems like something is in the air. We're going to shift perspectives to Imogene first as we make our way southward down into Imogene's place. Please roll a d10 for me. Have it rounded up. Oh.
Have it. Let's see. 3. I got a 5. Round 6. So 3.
Yeah, so exactly right. 3 hunger. Some of us are a bit on edge today, but you're just just past the point of it being ignorable and
Mhm.
manageable. It's starting
Yes.
to buzz like a mosquito and starting to make itself known.
She actually wakes up on her RV that she just got randomly. Just showed up at her house one time because she met Victoria Ash at a club in New York City. I'm not going to name the club. She was at a club. She ran into her and impressed her with her singing. She did not do the screamo singing that she normally does because she actually can sing normally. I impressed her with that. Like,
I imagine there is the stench. I say the stench, but it is like the pleasant but also not pleasant smell of alcohol that's sort of present in the air around
yes,
Imogene, but also like glitter everywhere.
yeah,
Of
glitter
course,
everywhere.
yeah. It's impossible to get rid of. As hard as you try, it's always going to show up, one
And
place or another.
her herd that she has from so she now has a mobile RV that she can do drive it around the city as I think of it as a mobile karaoke bus is what she's returned
Wow.
it around to, so she doesn't have to like keep her well, keep her neighbors up at all hours because they can hear her for some reason through the her soundproofing that she has. I don't know, glam party bus.
um,
And her herd is always on the bus for some reason.
they enjoy
She
partake.
yeah, takes a snack from one and two of them. So
Okay. Waking up
and then
tonight being so a bit on edge, and you being part of HR would know that today you are having a meeting about some things that have happened in the office. Some things got broken.
Mhm.
Some words are still being used that really shouldn't be, and it's time to talk about appropriate workplace behavior today
yeah,
and go through all those VHSs about what to do when someone says something, what to do when someone breaks a desk over someone else, the usual things.
hmm so she refreshes herself and gets dressed. She also found out that her sire, because she was looking at the clothes that he bought her, looked in one of the pockets and found out that he went to the clearance rack of TJ Maxx to buy her stuff. So he didn't spend a lot of money on her clothes at all. So she wears a nice linen dress that is probably the most expensive thing as being at $30.
Imogene splashing out for a $30 linen dress. I love it. I love it.
Well, no, that was the one thing that he bought that was the most expensive.
Excellent.
Everything else was like under like $20 off the clearance rack.
We respect the hustle for getting cheap clothes, honestly. We do.
Yes.
Cheap,
nice clothes.
as you
Yeah.
make your way, getting up, feeling that beast sort of writhing in a little bit, it is making itself aware. It is not clawing much like Felix's is and making itself very clear. It's sort of just like you're sitting in the center of a cave and you can see the wolf prowling in the shadows just around it, seeing its eyes, make itself aware that it is there for you. Is there...
She feeds off her herd, off of two of them, and as they lay sleepingly drunken already, she just sleeps. She has her own room that she goes and sleeps in. It's like, I party all night and sleep all day. Pretty much.
Yeah. I don't think you need to make a hunting roll since you have herd, so you can put yourself down to hunger 1 unless you intend on going further with that.
I don't need to. And then she has roadies that come with this bus, so they drive her to her work house now.
Okay, excellent.
House of work.
As you make your way through towards there, we shift perspectives again, backing up and away across New York City, following some pigeons or some sort of birds across through the city. and finding ourselves probably a bit further north from here, where Mr. Jeremy Hayes is awakening tonight. Please roll the d10, halve it, and round it up, and describe to us how Jeremy looks, how Jeremy feels, how Jeremy wakes up this morning. This night, I should say.
I'm on 3 hunger. I don't think tonight, or last night, I should say, was any particular special night for Jeremy. I think he would awake pretty normally. No weird hunger frenzy like last time in which he has to murder a bunch of people. It's a pretty normal night. He's got his unkempt room, all of his clothes on the opposite armchair, off the bed. He's in an unmade bed. The place is disgustingly dirty, even though it looks expensive. I would imagine, I can't think of an idea of how he would have gotten rid of all of those bodies and blood, but his apartment would now be clean of all of that. And so he would just get up as a usual night. He would put on whatever he can grab easily. Probably just what I'm wearing, and a pair of jeans. And then he would make his way out into his apartment, which would now be, as I said, freshly cleaned. I don't, maybe his sire got involved. I don't know.
I don't believe you have any resources, so this would likely be either your sire or it's been cleaned up by other characters. Perhaps someone got involved, perhaps the sheriff or Scourge, who had to give Jeremy a bit of a telling off as they cleaned up these.
I do have a mauler now, so maybe they find out.
Very true.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jeremy would just go about his usual morning, grab one of his mugs, grab his coat with speakers, a backpack, and then just leave the apartment.
Okay. Today, it's again a nice day in New York City. The lights are shining. It is a Saturday night, as sometimes you are asked to work weekends as well because times are tough. Downsizing is happening, and there's a lot of fear running through some kindred these nights about what is going on, especially with the recent Sabat attack that was recorded some time ago and also personally investigated by our, I guess you would call them a coterie at this point. So there's a lot of strange things going on these nights. And Jeremy, I'd like you to make a wits and an occult roll, please.
Okay. It's just going to be hunger die. Hopefully not a bestial. That is a crit, not a crit win, 1 crit and a nat 1.
Okay, so you've got 1 success and you've got a bestial failure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going into this next scene, Jeremy, you're going to suffer the Ventrue's compulsion. As the beast itself... What hunger is Jeremy at, by the way?
3.
As the beast sort of rears its head up, snarling, reminding you that you gave it everything it wanted yesterday. Why should today be any different? You should command, you should rule, you should be above all of this. You are the king of the party. Let's act like it. As it brings itself into you and brings out perhaps your darker tendencies through this. So for the next scene, once you're at the office, if you must command someone to do something without the use of disciplines, and they must obey you. Otherwise, you have a -2 dice on all of your rolls until you complete this particular action.
Roger that.
With a 1 success, you get a weird feeling, a shiver down your spine. You look over your shoulder. There are growing shadows across the alleyway. Something creeps its way along. It was a cat. It makes its way across. It bounds across. It was just a cat. It bounds its way across, finds a fish in the dumpster. Guess that was all it was. And you turn and continue and find your way towards the office. As we shift this perspective back further away. And no, please, what would you like to do?
If there's any use for sense the unseen here, I now have a merit that allows me to use that without having it. Just in case.
Without, or that would only add one more dice, I think, to your roll, because you would add your Auspex rating to this particular roll as well. So you can roll one more dice if you would like to. I'll still count the particular compulsion.
Success.
So 2 successes. It's very similar to, you know, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing that pile of clothes on your chair and thinking it's a person. You see something briefly, you think you see something, but then when you look at it more closely, it's not there. It's just a darkness. It's just a dumpster. It's just a cat. But you keep this feeling as you make your way to work. Occasionally looking down the alleyway, you again feel like you see something. There's not something actually there. Maybe it's all a trick of the mind. Maybe there is something you're not quite sure here in this particular moment. Maybe it's not just a cat. And we shift our perspective back outward and further towards north of the city, finding a lot more of the rolling hills and the beautiful areas. We find Luis. Please roll a d10 Harvard round up. Tell us your hunger, and then describe to us how Luis looks today, how they awaken.
It's 2, so while he's still hungry, it's not that very like bestial hunger that you would get at the higher levels. And he wakes up, you know, a little calmer, and he's just sort of trying to damage control a little bit. And like, well, first, he learns that his father, not his father, I mean his, I guess his vampire father, but his sire talked to Kadir. So he sends a message to Kadir apologizing for whatever his sire said, knowing that he can be a dick. And then is again going to see if there's any more weird texts from Decker, or if that is sort of just the last thing he says, just completely.
Probably the worst case scenario, in the fact that that threat is still the only thing that has been sent. I've sent someone, full stop.
So right now, he's sort of going through like who he could be sending. The worst being someone from his inner coterie. The worst being Julia, whom is bloodbounded to him and will do, it like won't stop until she succeeds in whatever Decker wants her to do. For the first time in a long time, Luis is going to start preparing wards on his clothes and things.
Interesting.
Because
what kind of
that
wards?
Was on his clothes, wards against canines.
Oh, Interesting. Now, as you're quite the talented blood sorcerer, I believe Luis is,
Mhm.
you may pick and choose particular characters. So it can it can discriminate. You can put in particular names and things into this ward that it will ignore, such as your office mates,
Mhm.
or you can decide that any canite that touches this will burn.
Mhm. He's going to put Sunrise's name on there, of course, because she doesn't want to. He'll put Imogene and and Jeremy, actually, just because Jeremy likes to tackle hug him and doesn't want him to just immediately take 3 aggravated damage upon tackle hugging him.
Will you put the interns' names on there as well if you wish? There's Elle, Rufus, Ginny, and of course you can also do Danny as well if you decide, or you can leave them off. It's completely up to you.
I'll put Ginny's name. I won't put Elle's name, but I'll warn Elle that my clothes are warded.
Okay.
For now, just in case someone decides to grab him while he's in the middle of his expensive Uber ride. I just realized that Uber XL means extra large, so he routinely gets Ubers that are meant for 6 people just for himself.
Yeah. If you can, why not? This
Why not?
delicate process of dipping the clothes in the blood, organizing it in specific ways, shaping it in your very shapely magic circles, squares, triangles, a lot of ways that make it that specific brand of blood sorcery. And after a little while, as you are again quite talented at this, you've already shifted your way through it, crafted this around, and now your clothes are protected against canites that you wish not to harm. And as you order your car, making your way inside, these symbols sort of, would you like them to become invisible? They can shrink into your clothes and sort of remain unseen, except for those who have the ability to sense the unseen. Excellent. At this particular moment, we shift our perspective again as the Uber XL, this large, sort of long, almost a van, makes its way off, very shiny and reflecting the brilliant lights of New York City in the distance. We make our way along with this car up to the office itself, where Sunrise, you will awaken. Please roll a d10, halve it, round it up, and then describe to us Sunrise's appearance today and their general feeling.
So I rolled a 5, and if that's so that would be no, so that's 3, right?
Yeah,
Is that
2.5,
is that
and then you
basic
round
math?
it up to 3. Yep, you got it.
Okay, got it. So yeah, I think it's I think after having Mr. McAllister come to the office, and I think I got obsessed with what the paper with that weirdo with the filing system was talking about with my uh form, the M6 part of the form, because I never forget to file proper paperwork. So that was very strange. And I think I just am not as tightly wound this morning because I'm focused on something else before as the weeks come past, I'm like, oh fuck, as I forgot to check my desk office for the specialty blood for the blood drive. It's long gone. The blood drive's long past. by now, but I would still like to check my desk for that.
I'd like you to roll a fury frenzy for me, please, Sunrise.
Absolutely.
As today when you awaken, your office is trashed. Someone has gotten in. There are papers everywhere. Things are torn. The desk has been flipped over. The computer screens have been smashed. And someone has spray painted this wonderful anarch symbol on your wall.
Cool. Great. Love to see it. All right. So that is my
Remaining
current
willpower.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
This will be a difficulty 3.
Yep. See how this goes. That is no successes and beast and a 1 on my blood die.
Right. Okay. In that case, you're going to fly into a fury frenzy. It's up to you whether you would like me to take control or for you to write it out yourself and direct that anger in a particular way. But your hunger is also going to increase by a dot as well as the ferocity of the beast. It pumps blood into your muscles and they start to flex and grow in this moment as your strength increases.
If you have a prompt, I'll run with it. Because nothing that comes to mind at the moment. So.
The way I see this is our perspective shifts out. We see that there is the blinds down in this particular office. Louise, Imogene, Jeremy all arrive, and there is just yelling, crashing, smashing. You can see the windows shaking. You can see the entire office back there. Just there's havoc happening behind that window. Danny steps out of the office, turns wide-eyed back to all of you and says, "So how is your day going, everyone?" A chair goes crash against the bulletproof glass and dents. It has this big shatter through it.
Jeremy's going to run towards the danger.
Okay, very well. Does Sunrise keep their office locked while they are in torpor?
Yeah, the office door is definitely locked. It might be blown out now. The door might be broken.
You broke the window. I'm just gonna jump through the window.
Okay. All right. Can I get a strength and athletics to break through this particular? Since it is bulletproof, it's quite thick, quite hard. It's bouncy as well.
Is this a reckless action, Ethan?
Running towards a kindred and fury frenzy is always a reckless action. Absolutely.
Nice.
Now that you're in frenzy as well, you have 3 dice towards resisting mental disciplines and such. You add extra 3 dice, and you can only use any disciplines that are physical: potence, celerity, fortitude. And we'll see how Jeremy does with this particular roll.
3 successes.
3 successes. If you would like to it's not going to be quite enough unless you activate a discipline. If you would like to activate, do you have toughness?
I do.
If you activate toughness, it will make you a lot more hardy, a lot more like a rock, and able to blast your way through here.
Sure.
Yeah, so just make your rouse check for that.
1 hunger increase.
Okay. You run, jump, and slam your way through here. You actually fall onto the upside down desk, sort of have to roll your way off, your bones cracking, maybe in a nice way, as you sort of do so. And as you enter this area, Sunrise, you see Jeremy, who, having just arrived recently, everything seems to have gone wrong since Jeremy has arrived here at the office. And I'll leave that prompt up to you in this particular moment as you have
Excellent.
this particular binder, as you see Jeremy just rips fully in half.
Yeah. What do you fucking want?
Bruh, freaking chill out. Okay.
Just tell me to fucking chill? Well, of course
Fucking
you did.
chill.
Because every single moment that you've gotten here, everything's just worked out for you. But what do I suspect from a good for nothing 13th generation half blood making sycophant like you? And I'm going to pick up a desk and I'm going to throw it at him.
Okay, all right. All right, let's have strength athletics from Sunrise. Your blood's being
Okay.
boosted in this particular case. You add 2
Okay.
dice to that. Jeremy,
Okay.
how would you like to do this? Would you like to... The desk is flying at you. You have the choice to dodge, to block it, to break the desk, to redirect
this
it.
is
There's plenty of
happening.
options.
I think I'm just gonna activate Shatter, and then when I
Great.
get a chance, I'm just gonna do one of those hug tackles that Luis mentioned, and I'm just gonna.
Okay. Using Shatter. No
Or a
roll
love.
necessary.
Okay.
Except for a wrap.
Well, the right check.
Yeah.
So that is a messy crit, but it's only 4. So it's like 4 total, but it is a messy crit.
Messy, critical. Things are continuing to amp up and ramp up. You know what? We're going to toss the Ventru clan compulsion on top of you as well, Sunrise. As
Excellent.
things are starting to amp up. You know what? It triggers this in the way that you pick up and throw the desk. Is Sunrise particularly like small in appearance?
Outside of her heels, yeah, she's about maybe 5'9" with heels on. But at this point, I think she's also taken those and just stabbed them into a wall. So she stands at about probably a little bit maybe average, so
Yeah.
about 5'4".
Okay.
Definitely not as built as Jeremy.
Yeah, it's very surprising when seeing someone who isn't as tall or as strong just picks up the desk with ease and just throws it straight at you with an incredible amount of force. Jeremy, you stand there as you use Shatter. The desk breaks around you. You take no damage. It does nothing to you, but splinters fly everywhere. The desk flies through the window. Shards start to shatter. And at this, as you're going to go and tackle Sunrise, Felix, you arrive in the office up here as well. Having seen the amount of mess that's going on here, I'd like you to make a Fury Frenzy roll as the janitor of this place, please.
Okay. So, firstly, I'll just say
I hope you fail.
Felix
win.
tried very hard to clean up. Actually, he didn't try very hard, but he made it look like he was trying hard to clean up this Tsumitsu mess. But unfortunately, one of Felix's flaws is the stigmata, and he is at 4 hunger. So the room he was cleaning probably looks worse than it did when he got there.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Because like every time he
That's what
cleans something, there's just more blood that soaks into the carpet. And like he's pretty shitty at that anyway. And he just walks up the stairs and sees broken glass, splinters of desk everywhere, and just gets pissed off. Now, Felix has 4 willpower and a bane severity of 5. So I get -1 dice to resist my Fury Frenzy.
I believe you get negative equal to your bane severity, actually.
Yeah, so I get 4 dice. to
Oh yeah,
resist.
sorry. So yeah,
-5, so it's -1 in total.
right. So you have a wonderful choice here, which is I can take control of Felix, or you can direct that anger in a particular way that you feel is appropriate to this scene.
You know what? You can have control.
All right. Does Felix have celerity?
5 dots.
Okay. In that case, Jeremy, as you go to jump and tackle Sunrise, rough hands grab the two of you from up behind your collars and just throw you through the window, smashing it further. Actually, no, he throws you through the wall, I'll say. It crashes through, breaks through. You don't take any damage, but you roll your way through. Being Ventrue, you have this resilience, this toughness to yourselves that allows you to resist damage. And as you roll your way through, the wall shatters its way through, and Felix is... Okay, yeah. There's a brief moment of silence as all of you sort of lay there for a moment before you just feel this vibration in the ground as itself sort of starts to shake and shift. Sunrise, your office starts to shift and collapse as the ground itself shifts, and it actually rolls off down and collapses into the street below. And you hear screaming, you hear shouting, you hear the flashing of lights, as your entire office just gets obliterated in this complete moment. Felix, having cleaned the area, your fury frenzy being done. For everyone else, it's a matter of seconds. For you, it feels like an eternity. Using celerity of such a speed, your brain is pushed to such a degree that you can experience things a lot faster. So it feels like quite a lot longer for you. And you return, you almost appear, I would say, behind Danny and such, as if you still just entered this room. Only those with particularly acute senses, or those who were picked up and hoisted out by Felix, we actually kind of noticed that it was Felix who did such a thing. Luis and Imogen, you would just see the office. You'd see both Jeremy and Sunrise thrown through a wall as the office just collapses behind them. It almost looks like Sunrise and Jeremy grabbed each other and threw themselves through the wall to like save themselves. From your perspective,
that happening, I'll just kind of walk back over towards where they are. I'm just going to yell, "Stop making a fucking mess!" And then he's just going to pick up a broom and start nonchalantly sweeping up the wall rubble. I was in Carthage when it fell, and dealing with the Ventrue here, it's honestly worse.
Imogene Imogene looks at Danny and goes, so let's get those. Where are the VCR tapes?
I think now's a great time to let me get the old TV and wheel it out. He steps out into the.
It wasn't in that room.
It was not in that room, luckily. Makes their way across the room.
It never dies. You're never getting rid of those tapes. They forever survive. I've never had to watch these. I'm very pleasant to be around.
They're indestructible, and at least they're VCR and not beta.
Mm.
And
none of these words mean
Louis. I think Louis to Felix's question. Louis keeps like because like Louis just says, "Oh, okay, Mr. Kessel," like the cheese. He thinks that his last name is Kessel instead of queso. He thinks it's Kessel, like the cheese.
Luckily, Felix, you're in a more calm state after having just done what you've done. So you bristle perhaps a little bit at it, but not a full reaction.
Every time Louis does it, I just activate Dawn. It's just how it works.
Like, this is just my accent.
Even if just for a second, turn it on and turn it off, almost as a threat.
There's a brief moment where everybody in the office sort of turns and looks away. Elle, Rufus, and Ginny have just stepped in as well. Ginny makes her way over. Now, to be clear, Sunrise and Jeremy... Sunrise, you are out of the thrux of your Fury Frenzy at this particular moment. However, you still have your Ventrue Clan Compulsion. Jeremy, you also still have your Clan Compulsion. Would you like to do something, Jeremy?
I just want to say that as soon as I have an opportunity, I want to just fucking give Sunrise a hug and just be like, go stay positive, bro. Positivity. Just give like a friend hug.
Ah,
I-
fuck. I think emotional walls. Emotional walls.
And
Uh
Luis go over to help Sunrise.
okay, okay. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Thank you.
I also have a baggie full of things from, because I have to like get ready for my other job, and I have like things for like that. Do you need anything?
If you have a Maybelline concealer, that would be really good right now because I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna
yeah.
cry.
Yeah, I got that. Yes, I do. There we go.
Pat Jeremy on the back. I'm good. Thank you. I'm sorry for what I said. That was not cool.
It's freaking cool, bro. Like, I get it. I get it. You know?
I
You all have
just
those days.
I know. I just do so much. And the basic principle of office space communication, as I'm like scraping the Maybelline on my face, and just would be just to not go in my fucking office. That's all I ask for. Using some goddamn anarch iconography. What just full like the makeup face people make as they're just trying to dab in that foundation.
Freaking anarchs. I'll freaking kill them, bro. And Jeremy starts to like bravado, and he starts walking towards the front door.
Well, I don't. Oh, Jeremy, I don't know. I don't know where they are. I just know that they just. I don't
Jeremy
know. How did they
too.
even get
Whoop
here?
whoop. Like
You
yells
hear,
like a
you hear a
siren.
whoop whoop at the back as Jeremy 2 makes his way out.
Let's freaking go, Jeremy too.
Wait,
still walking
Jeremy's-
towards the door.
Jeremy, stop. We don't know. Ooh, wait till we know where we're going before we just walk off into the city. Hold on.
Bruh. Can I still freaking kill them though?
Once we find them, absolutely, we may commit. Is it homicide? No.
Whoop whoop,
Is it-
Jeremy too.
no.
Calm down. Outside.
Alright. As I put the Maybelline top back on, hand it back to Louise. Thank you.
Also, Mr. Kissel's on that. I don't know why.
While Danny is getting the tape thing ready, Imogene is also going to do a ritual that she hasn't got to do yet. And it's called Ishitor's Touch. And all I need is
Yes.
a small amount of hashish, which she has drugs on her, or other narcotic substance, and just a little bit of my blood, and go like this and say like some magic words, and then wait till Danny comes back.
Okay, make your preparations for the roll.
I
believe it'd be a rouse check.
Roll versus the stamina plus resolve of a target, mortal or vampire, after they make contact with the affected Ite, which is on a tape, because she found the tapes, and he's finding the TV with the VCR player in it that may or may not work. Who knows?
You hear in the background, where are these mother tapes?
I have the tapes. I found the tapes.
Oh, okay, right. All right. He starts to wheel out this large black old VCR that you can still see the size of the pixels on.
So that's,
like we all had in school at one point or another. On those rainy days.
Where is
starts
the
to
ritual?
wheel it across. Occasionally bumps over some rubble. And
let's see. It says I make a ritual roll versus the stamina plus resolve, but it doesn't really say anything else more than that.
So a ritual roll is intelligence and blood sorcery, and the difficulty is the ritual level plus 1.
Okay, so my ritual level for that is, I have it set as, well, it is 2, so.
Yeah, so the difficulty is 3, and you'll roll intelligence and blood sorcery.
Blood sorcery. And then I add, do I add anything else to that?
Unless you rouse the blood, otherwise there won't be any extra dice, no. You just have to beat difficulty 3, and then you successfully use the ritual, and the blood sorcery is ready to be used.
I'm gonna rouse the blood just for the heck of it.
Yeah, why not?
We're all doing rituals. I just say that some rituals are just prepared in advance and like just do the rolls necessary.
I got a 6. I
Mhm.
succeeded on not getting hungrier, and then
Yeah.
I add how many extra dice to that?
What is your blood potency?
2.
So 2 extra
One?
dice.
2 extra dice. Okay. I'm just making things a little bit more
Yeah.
spicier today. Let's see. I got. You said 3?
Yeah, the difficulty is 3, so you need 3 successes.
I got 5
Great.
successes.
You succeed.
Yeah.
You prepare the blood sorcery in the way that you do. How does Imogen do this? Is it done in a mortar and pestle? Is it done in?
Nope, she does it with her hands. She kind of goes like this, and before Johnny gets out, she kind of like puts it on the tape on the bottom of the
Mhm.
tape, and then hands the tape to Danny to put in, and he'll touch it and put the tape in.
Okay, so now he makes a, I believe it was resolve and stamina check.
He makes a stamina and resolve of the target mortal or vampire after they make contact with the affected vitae.
And does it say what they have to beat?
Probably what my roll, which was
So they have to beat 5
successes.
successes. Yeah. Yep. Okay. As you prepare the particular ritual, he touches the tape, says, "Oh, thank you," and puts the tape into the VCR. You're not sure whether it has worked on him or not.
The only thing that it makes him vulnerable to discipline such as presence and dominate,
Mm-hmm.
along with attempts at mundane manipulation, coercion, and interrogation.
Indeed.
So she could ask him questions, and he could maybe be willing about it.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for this today.
He puts the tape in, he shifts it into the other room, starts to make his way in, says, "Well, if you got anything to prepare for this particular occasion, I mean, now's the time. Any little things you want to write on cards or get a snack before we get started, because we'll be here for a while." It always turns into this very long discussion. There's always something happening and going on. So if there is anything you'd like to do now, please do so, because I'm going to be talking a lot. Frankly, I'm going to be talking a lot.
I think Louise gets gets one of the blood cuts, not to drink it, but just to play with the blood with the shape of the sanguine sacrament while this is going on, because he will get bored.
Felix needs to eat because he keeps bleeding all over the office, and he's just making more work for himself.
Yeah.
He's also at the
Oh, yeah.
stage where he cannot drink bagged blood.
No,
Yeah.
so the blood cooler is not an option. Is there like a meal vending machine somewhere in like the break room?
I mean, you could always get the lukewarm werewolf blood that Rufus drinks.
I don't know if Felix knows that exists.
I'm sure he does, but he probably doesn't know it
Maybe.
exists.
But
know.
yeah, is there anywhere in the office where someone could get a fresh human because nothing else will sate?
Yes. There are particular, especially coming up towards certain times of year, there's a few parties that need to be organized, and preparations have begun. So I would say, and some guests that are coming are going to require some nice resonances as well. So I would say absolutely, you can find a human for yourself to feed on.
Can I say hi to Felix first before he does
Please.
anything? I want to go say hi to Felix.
If
Jeremy,
Jeremy's,
in awe of his speed, will just walk up to you.
if Jeremy's walking up to him, Felix is like backing away, terrified. If this guy looks like Mithras,
He'll speed up. He'll match the pace at which you're backing up.
walking back more, probably trips over a chair or something.
He'll like try and reach and grab you as you fall. try and lift you up.
Ah, that speed was like truly rad.
Jeremy,
what's the
don't
matter?
bother Mr. Felix. Don't bother him.
Yeah, thanks. Just don't make any more messes. Yep. Cool. Yep, got you.
I didn't make any messes, bruh. Have some respect. I was helping a friend.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah. You didn't make any messes.
Anyways, bro, you were freaking sick.
Yep.
Freaking sick.
And he'll just walk
Cool.
away.
All right.
Feeling a little bit like, "Ugh, he's afraid of me." He walks away.
Felix is gonna slowly pick himself up and move to the break room. Staying as far away from Jeremy as possible.
Staying as far away from Mithras as possible, yes.
Exactly.
A very wise
Yes.
decision. You managed to find a human to feed on. What is your penalty for... What's your blood potency?
My blood potency is 8.
Oh shit.
So
Right.
humans are 2 less.
2
than
less.
normal.
So it'll only be 2 points of blood if you kill this
Yeah.
human.
I mean, Felix has been around for a couple of thousand years. What one human life to feed doesn't mean that much to him, so he's just going to kill the human.
They are since then they've exponentially increased in population, ridiculously
Yes,
exploded.
exactly.
So it's plenty
If
to
anything, I'm doing a favor to the world. Like really.
environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly moving on. You reduce your hunger by 2, feeding on this particular.
Right. I might not frenzy in the meeting. Actually, that's a lie. But
At this point, Imogene, Ginny approaches you at this point to say, "Hey, Imogene. Well, first of all, how are you today?"
I'm good. I'm just another day at the office where things mysteriously turn into violence, but I'm good.
Well, that sort of happens when people don't take control of their hunger and stuff and make sure they're okay. Hangry hits all of us really hard.
It does.
I've had my own
Or-
fair shares as well, but I try to keep them at home.
hmm How are you doing today?
I'm feeling
This
great.
evening?
I've had a lovely night last night. Went out with some friends, and we just enjoyed city life together. It was really, really lovely, actually. I was just wondering, like, can I do another one of those little meetings that we had? Because I really found a lot from it. I took a lot of it back home with me, and I thought about it, and I think that just having another meeting and talking over things would be really great. I'd really, really enjoy that.
Yes, we could definitely have another meeting at some point after this lovely what not to say at work meetings, tapes, experiences, which is like my second time going through this.
When I was still alive, we did a lot of these at every workplace I went to. I was flipping burgers for a little while. We had to sit down and watch a lot of those awful videos about the dangers of work, and also what to say to people. And it was strange to have 3 people cramped, just the 3 of us cramped into a van that traveled around and just sitting there watching a VHS tape while people were piling up outside. But I don't question these things when they happen.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, let's go inside.
We'll do that if it's not too late tonight. We can do it tonight, or we can do it on start of the work week.
I'll work to your schedule.
Okay.
She makes her way. She goes to go inside. She stops, goes, "Oh, my apologies. After you." Lets no one inside, and then steps inside, makes her way through, and takes a seat down. Elle is standing in the corner, just watching everyone. Their long dark hair covering their eyes. And
Elle, I forgot to tell you.
Go ahead.
There's like, Elle, I forgot to tell you. Don't touch my jacket. That's it.
yeah, she says nothing in response, just looks at you with her one eye. That continues flipping through her blood sorcery book, trying to find a particular page, it seems. She acknowledges what you said. Rufus eventually stumbles in as well, makes their way into the corner, sits down on the ground, legs out, and just leans back against the wall. The VHS set is screeching loudly with static noise as all the issues are trying to be sorted out. And eventually, unless there's any other small little scenes you like to have, one by one, we all make our way inside.
Just walking down.
I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to get rid of my bane.
That's fine. That's fine. It's your own little challenge for these next few scenes. As you all make your way back inside, some of us refreshed, some of us ready. Danny sits everybody down and puts in the VHS tape. It starts to play some old show that has a laugh track on it over and over and over. And he turns up the volume quite a bit and says, "There's actually not really any video. It's just so that like no one can hear us, because this is kind of like, you know, a big deal. I'm throwing out a lot of concepts that nobody should hear." Like putting...
Oh, I can't hear you.
What?
Felix focuses all of
I
his
can't
attention
hear
on the
you.
video.
Turn it down.
It's one of those old like farm dramas, I want to say. It's like black and white, set in a farm, all about marriage. The laugh
Caso
track is at
Cerrado.
the most inappropriate moments, very out of touch. And it's quite distracting as Danny's doing his best to talk. After a while, he turns the volume down a little bit and goes, "All right, I guess it's not doing the best thing that it should, but basically we're just here to have a big discussion about, you know, gestures to the exploded wall and fallen office, appropriate workplace behavior, and you know, not just breaking things, but also like, you know, talking to people in certain particular ways. You know, there's a lot to be said. I mean, do any of you want to start with like, you know, what's been going on in the office? Like, I'm sure there's some tension with the new interns coming in. You know, your jobs are being threatened and whatnot. But you know, there's...
Are you saying that there are breaches of the masquerade in the office,
well,
Danny?
pretty common that this sort of thing happens. Luckily, we're all kindred here. Any human that hears anything is immediately disposed of, one way or another. So this office is pretty safe in itself. Well, I say safe, but here we are. You know, it's clearly not a safe space, and so we need to have this discussion. It's very important. I mean, if no one has any, you know,
Yes.
please.
I mean, I don't think anybody really has any problems with me. I think I'm very pleasant to work with. But he's looking around. No one? Okay, cool.
Well, you see, there have been, you know, in the past, Luis, Tremere haven't exactly had the best, you know, history with things. I've heard some words being thrown around, the U word that we don't really like to use around here. You know,
Unique. He like yells out.
that's what they are, Jared. That's what they are. The Tremere are very unique, and that's what we should be calling them. Isn't that
Surfers.
right, Luis? They are incredible.
Freaking love you, Lulu.
I mean, to be quite honest, sorry, Elle, I don't really have contact with my clan very often since moving to
Oh,
New York, so I don't stay in the chantry or anything like that. I have my own place, so you know, if you have problems maybe with like the Tremere clan concept.
oh no,
Anything
no,
like
no, no, no,
that,
no, 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 no.
it's-
Very, very clear. No problems with any clans here. No, none whatsoever. I'm just saying that there have been words that we've used to describe the Tremere in the past that are no longer appropriate in the office
Mhm.
space. And I don't think calling them that particular word starting with you, you know, it's a great place to start. I mean, how does it make you feel, Luis? If
Unique.
I mean, all of the stuff that my clan did a long time ago, I wasn't born.
It was still
I
pretty
wasn't
shit, though.
born. Yeah, but I wasn't born, so it's not my problem.
I mean, my grandsire was around at that point in time.
I mean, I guess. Um,
He did not say very nice things about them.
All right, so we all clearly
um,
have very strong feelings about the Tremere. That's a lot to unpack. I haven't been trained at all to unpack these feelings. So let's just have free talk, I guess. I think that's how it usually goes. We have free talk. We talk about these things. We avoid the U word, but we could discuss, stuff that's going
How
on.
about this? Don't call Bana Hakim
Unique.
Diablerists.
Great, an excellent point. We do not call the Banu Hakim. They are
when have I
Banu
ever
Hakim.
called you a Diablos? Did you ever hear me say that?
No. I'm just saying that for
Okay.
others. You've never called me that,
Okay,
but
I see.
others have to my face.
Okay, I know that there's a lot of tension between, differences between our clans and different things that have happened. We'd never, Imogen, we never. This is why we're having this talk. We don't call Banu Hakim Diabloris. You don't call the Tremere usurpers. I'm sorry, at least that's a thing that I need to work on. We don't use these words in the office space. Like, throw out some other words that we actually maybe don't throw out those words. Maybe spell them out or sound them out differently, charade it, whatever, but don't say it because we shouldn't say those particular things at these clans. I can, Jeremy?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay,
I was just
right.
gonna I was gonna like reach over and poke Imogen and be like, you played Diablo on PC too? Are you a fan? That game is lit.
I've never played that. What is a PC game?
And then you'll just go back to what he's doing.
I feel like somebody needs to be taught some things, but that's okay. Yes. It's not like
actually, where is Jeremy sire? Jeremy, where is your sire?
He's like probably friggin' out making like loads of money and shit. I don't know. Like, get off my back.
Well, this is an excellent case study again. Another thing, we don't need to know about each other's side. I know this is we're going back into stereotypes again. Certain clans, our clans, he gestures to Sunrise and Jeremy, are very, interested in the ideas of where we came from. Some of us, I should say, not all of us, some of us don't actually like where we came from or don't really care to, but it seems to be a bit of a stereotype that we know our sires and our sires and our sires and so on and so forth. But sometimes it's sometimes we're just us. Sometimes it's just us. We're just here. We just exist in the office. We're kindred. We're kindred like everybody else. And particular words like tyrant, I think, particularly hurtful. One that some of us have dealt with before. Blue blood, I'm not very fond of either. To just name a few.
Yeah, but he is a tyrant, and Felix will point at Mithra of Jeremy.
I just gotta say, bruh, I freaking love being a vampire. Just want to say it.
Okay.
I'm a freaking vampire.
He he starts getting louder.
Oh my god. So right. We do have emergency services just outside here because the office building did collapse onto the street down below. Do I need to go over the traditions in this thing? I really hope not, because I can't remember them all off the top of my head, I'll be honest.
Also, I'm going to say yes.
Yep.
even though I am a Tremere, again, I'm not really like I don't live in the Chantry or anything like that, but I will say some of the stuff in my office are warded. So be
God.
careful when you are like if it's locked for a reason. Just saying that right now. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah.
I would also like to implement that maybe if some people took into consideration that some task could be handled by those more capable, maybe words like tyrant, boss, blue blood, better than you wouldn't be thrown around so much. So maybe the janitor doesn't yell at people when they're just trying to work some things out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Just like
firstly,
being a hype man in the background.
back on the use,
Yeah. Freaking
back on,
tell him.
back on the use the Tremere. Firstly, the fucking jacket's warded.
Yeah.
Why?
You're just gonna ask someone why they're warding their jacket. What if that's just a part of life? Why do
They're
you
at
sleep?
work.
Yeah.
Freaking shut up,
It's
Felix.
not going to okay. First off, it's not going
I'm gonna
to
attempt to
affect
intimidate him, by the
it's
way.
not going to affect Danny, and
Okay.
it's not going to affect any of you.
This will be a fairly difficult roll. Let's have manipulation, intimidation. Now, you do have a -2 because of your compulsion that you're still under.
Yep.
We will have for Felix. You're a very old kindred. Not a lot gets to you, especially if someone young.
Is this bravado?
You wouldn't know that Felix is as old as they are, so I will say not in this particular case.
I'm also still not entirely sure whether or not this guy is Mithras, so that might
True.
He should get a minus to that.
Actually, I'm
Yeah,
going to
he's scared
say
of me.
just roll your composure and your composure resolve.
Okay, that
Composure
is a
resolve.
really bad roll for me, so this might
Yeah.
just end badly.
Interesting. And while you're rolling, Imogene, I believe you had something to say.
Imogene, while they're doing their stuff, she's like, the traditions hide the fact that you're a vampire. Your own hunting ground, or what is it? Your hunting ground. Use your territory as a hunting ground, unless you get permission from the other person. Again, and then she kind of looks at the table. She's saying this to the table because Johnny forgot what the traditions are.
I didn't forget. I just can't recite them off the top of my head like some people can. It's really impressive when the prince stands up there, has a sword about to execute someone, and recites all the traditions in front of you. I can't do that under pressure. I just can't.
It's just like I know the traditions. You're not the only one who's a century old. I just turned a century last month. I had picture. It's just like 100.
I'm 26.
Just like Jeremy speaks up.
Jeremy and Felix successes. 2 and 5. Felix, Mithras is extremely old, extremely organized. Even if they botched it in London, the fact that they're still around, terrifying. Makes you not want to look towards them or make them aggressive towards you in any way. You know how powerful Mithras's commands are, being the Ventru Uzla.
Is he going to follow my command?
Yes.
What was your command?
I told him to shut up.
Shut up, Felix.
Usually it has to be something physical. Like they have to bow or they have to go
That's a
do something.
command.
It's a command. Yeah, exactly. It's not a order. It has to be a command. They have to grovel. They have to kneel. They have to obey.
This
in
is
this
my ring.
In this
sort of
particular
thing.
case, yeah, it won't.
I'll fucking do it. I'll do it.
Okay, good. It's a good challenge.
Fucking get up. I'll fucking
as-
get up there.
As the tension's starting to rise, Danny's constantly trying his best. Look, there's a lot. There's a lot of hard feelings, there's a lot of big feelings. I understand that. There's a lot to say here. A lot of you, it doesn't matter. You know what? It doesn't matter. There's a bunch of traditions. Just be good people. I think is the most important one. I think that's number one at the top of the list. Be good people. Respect the workplace. We're all a big family. Love each other, and don't break things in the office. I think those are the 5 traditions of the Camarilla. Really, when you break it down to it, we're all a big office. We're a big office space. We all work together. We all have our bosses, our managers, our HRs, and this is a microcosm of the Camarilla. So we really have to, I'm the prince. When you get down to it, I'm the prince. I'm straight up the prince of this office space. That would make Imogene, you would be the sheriff, and the rest of you would be kindred.
Why can't I be the sheriff? I want to be a police officer.
I could do
I
Scourge.
would like to say also 2 things. I'm definitely have the qualifications to be Seneschal, at least. Also, Louise, it was your birthday? I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to say, but it was when everything was going on with the downsizing, so I just didn't want to say. And also, I've just been going again to answer your question, Felix. I'm wearing my jacket because I'm going through some relationship problems, and it's a really scary time for me. So it's just to protect myself.
You know what? We respect that. We respect that in this office. We don't ask. We don't pry. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it. And you know what? You know what we do want to talk about though is it was your fucking birthday. We're all gonna take a brief moment. I'm gonna get a cake, and we're gonna have it while we have this discussion because it's clearly it's very important.
None of us can eat food, Danny.
I'm gonna get a cake.
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat it as part of the celebration, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves. No candles, of course. We're gonna stare at the cake and have
We
it
can
here.
have the candles and just not have them lit.
You can put
that's
blood.
usually-
You can substitute blood instead of eggs. I don't know if that will make it work, but
Does that work?
it can. It does. I've read it online, so it's clearly true.
I said, I say, L is I remember seeing that there was a tome on blood baking.
So,
Is it?
I mean, the secrets that we keep, honestly, things that we have. Danny steps out, flips his phone up, starts calling the local cake store. No, with blood, and I think we'll take this particular moment to take our break in the middle of this chaos that is ensuing. We'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes. Stick around for more escalation of what this is. Oh Lord, we'll see you very soon.
No.
Welcome back, everybody, to our fourth session of the Boon office. Currently talking about appropriate workplace behavior and what to say, what not to say. And let's just get straight back into it. All right. So we find ourselves back at the office. Danny has stepped outside to accept a delivery, and the rest of you have some time to mill about the office to discuss things amongst each other. The annoying VHS show is still blaring in the corner as Danny did not turn it off. And you have some time to speak to the interns, to speak to each other, to get some blood, whatever you would like to do. Jeremy, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to take that opportunity to feed.
Excellent.
I was going to say it before the break, but I think Jeremy, given if people are sort of distracted with each other, he'll just nip downstairs to the emergency crew and try and feed off one of them.
Okay. Lovely.
God.
Just make a feeding roll for me.
I need to make a... I need to minus 1 willpower as well because they will not be intoxicated.
So you said the video was still playing, right?
Yeah, still going.
Felix is going to get up, walk over to it, because he has no idea how TVs work. He's just going to pick the whole thing up and just smack it into the ground.
Okay. Without any effort whatsoever, I imagine, is this more forceful than expected, or is it just to...
Oh, there's malice behind it.
Okay, excellent. The TV shatters into splinters and pieces at your feet, all the parts coming apart at the seams. You can see the computer board behind it. You see the VHS tape crumples in the middle of it as well. Sparks are flying. And
you're just going to go and sit down again.
I mean, that's one way to force Danny to get that that Blu-ray player now. I actually have one in the office.
What's a Blu-ray?
It is another way to have the moving pictures on the screen.
Fuck!
Don't worry, it won't be that, whatever you were just watching.
Ginny nods and says, it's one way to take out. I know the people that I talk to say that you can actually hire these rooms. You can actually get TVs like that. You can actually take baseball bats to them, Felix. And it's really, really helpful. I know it's really helped me in the past to really get a lot of those feelings out. You can also buy cups, little ceramic little cups that are really beautiful, and then just break them into the tiny little pieces. It's such fun.
Why do I need to go to a room to do that? I just did it here.
It's in a controlled environment.
You know what? He does make a good point, actually.
Yeah,
just break things. Right. I don't really have a solid argument against that, actually.
Fair enough.
Can Luis, I guess, talk to Danny and say, have you gotten any calls or anything from like people in the Milwaukee area, or the area code number on the phone?
I get a lot of calls. I answer all of them, of course. It's my job to do so. From Milwaukee, Hannah called me once. That was way back when.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, it was lovely. We're just catching up on old times, Not really. No, I don't think so. I mean, I get a lot of strange calls, a lot of heavy breathing on the other side, and threats to kill me and whatnot. But they could be from anywhere, block numbers and whatnot. He is walking in. He has this big white box that has a lovely engraving on the side. It says to the Boon office. Comes in, sets it down. How many successes, Jeremy, on your feeding roll? 5. You can take. How hungry are you?
I'm on 4.
You can reduce that by 3. Bring yourself down as you feed little bits on each of them, making it easier on yourself and putting yourself under more control in this particular moment. Some people might find it a bit more difficult to take pieces off of cars down below and whatnot, as this is currently being broadcast down on the street. As you make your way up, you can see the TVs are like office building explodes, gas leak likely, causes unknown, blaring on the TV as you make your way up back into the office. Danny opens up. It's one of those fold up things. It's it's almost a wedding cake. It's 3 layers, like a big cake, smaller cake on top of that, smaller cake on top of that, and he's crudely gotten all these little Lego figures of like everybody, and then he's put on top of the cake and organized. And it is a blood red cake. He folds out the thing.
Jeremy's immediately going for the bite.
Yeah. Oh, you just want to bite. You just want to straight up bite into it.
I mean, Jeremy's feeling pretty hyped right now, so
Sure.
maybe,
All
yes.
right. You just bite. Are you biting like the top of the cake where the Lego figures are and whatnot, or are you like?
If his figure is in any specific place, he'll nom the figure and he'll nom a bit of the cake.
Awesome. Okay, you take a bite into it. Don't believe you have the eat food merit, do you?
Nope.
Please make composure and etiquette, please, to hold
So,
yourself.
2 dice. That is a 1 success.
Okay. You have a choice here. What's your humanity? 7?
6.
Okay. You can blush of life in this particular case, which will allow you to hold it for a little bit, for maybe about 10, 15 minutes. I'd say 10 minutes. Or you can immediately throw it up out of your mouth right away.
Can I vomit all over the cake?
It's yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Essentially,
Well, I mean, you don't even have to ask.
okay. As you eat, bite in, take the swallow, the beast says, "No, I don't think so," and the cake comes up and blood spurts out across all over the cake. Danny, with his paper plate and plastic fork and knife, just. I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm, Jeremy. You know, I love it. I love it. The fact, it's all yours. You can have that entire thing. I'll put it into a takeaway container for you.
I thought you freaking said it was gonna be made of blood, bruh.
Yeah, they only had red velvet. It was close enough. I thought it was close enough.
It's okay. I appreciate the thought either way.
I'll leave it there as a symbol to your birthday. I also got you something, but it's on the way. It's shipping. It takes forever.
Yeah, thank you. You really didn't have
No,
to.
I have
but
to. No, every person who works here is part of a family, as I've said before, and it's my duty and my responsibility to make sure that everyone here feels loved and feels accepted. It's on its way. Don't ask me what it is, because that'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
Question. Why is the janitor a part of the meetings?
Wow.
That's a very, Sunrise, that's a very pointed question. I'm sensing some barbs. Again, we're all part of a big family here. Felix is as much a worker here as the rest of us. Without Felix, things like he gestures to the blood that from Jeremy that's all over the floor on the carpet, now soaking it currently. Please, Aaron.
Janitor? On the floor. Clean it up.
I'm gonna attempt to intimidate him again.
I feel like the old
I don't think
carry
that-
over. Felix is still scared of him.
Okay.
Felix will tentatively get down to start mopping it up.
Well, no, it's a meeting right now. We don't need. I could always call Stanley Steamers, and they could come and clean the carpets.
Well, no. Louise, you're so kind. It's their job. So.
And true, man.
Get a kidder to always help move blood.
As you do this, your
Louise does not come from a rich background, so he's like
Your compulsion is over, Jeremy. Danny makes his way over and goes, Felix. That's later. Later.
Can I, if he gets sort of near me, can I like pat him on the head and say like, "Good boy"?
When you do
Just
that,
to be
he's-
extra.
when you do that, he's just going to use Spark of Rage. He's just gonna-
Okay, Spark of Rage. All right, please make a.
He's pissed off now.
All right,
Fight.
here we go. Everybody,
Oh, yeah.
please
Let's
roll
go.
composure and intelligence against Felix's manipulation potence.
Yep. It's a rouse check as
Composure,
well, right?
intelligence.
Okay.
Composure.
Get ready for this disaster.
Intelligence.
Mhm.
3. No, it's only 4 dice. I am rolling all hunger dice.
Okay, risk.
Felix
risky.
is going to rouse.
What do I
as
have?
well.
Do I have to roll something? Yes.
Yes, composure and intelligence.
Okay.
Felix will
My brain
rouse
got
and get
distracted.
hungrier.
Oh,
I got
This is
six
Lord
successes.
God.
This is just chaos.
This meeting is going so well.
Victoria, did you say 6?
Yeah, I'm very
Oh.
smart. I'm very smart.
I'm very smart.
What is the difficulty?
It's whatever Felix rolls, and then
I got-
after that, if Felix beats you, you make a Fury Frenzy test at difficulty 3.
Oh, I'm good. I did not hear it.
That's all right.
I failed because I rolled a 2.
Let's
Oh,
find out.
I'm just gonna say I'm a 300 watt Tremere, so me going
300
into here.
watts.
I got 3 successes.
I got
I'm
8.
waiting.
8.
Sorry,
I got
so
8
much.
as well, dude. I got exactly 8.
Well, it goes to the kindred who are doing it, so you lose.
Did I get 8? Yes, I
You
got
know
8.
what? Also, like blood bomb feel. I kind of want you to win. Not gonna lie.
I frenzy. I'll be right back. I have to.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
Mhm.
Okay, with a tie, Jeremy, you are not affected by this particular ability, but everybody else needs to make a Fury Frenzy test at difficulty 3.
I think I got a 2.
You now need to make Fury Frenzy test, so it's your remaining willpower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
against difficulty
so that's
3.
So both
So
of
it's
us. Okay.
it's a check to see if you resist fury
Okay.
that starts to build in you, and then you also have a chance to suppress that as it builds. within
Okay,
you.
so I have 3 successes, so I just barely am able to suppress the boiling
Mhm.
anger.
So wait, do I as well since I got a 6?
Yes, since Felix beat you with an
Okay.
8, you have to make a Fury Frenzy roll.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I got 3.
3. So you resist the particular frenzy. However,
And you...
Mr. Castle
Cat
scary.
fences.
No.
Imogene is going to fly into a frenzy. You
Yes.
hear the growl. It's not a normal growl. It is the roar of a screamo singer who's about to like just let that scream out. And as they do so, Ginny turns and just fucking slaps. Who's next to her? It would be
Annie?
no, not Danny, because she's sitting down. She's
Okay.
probably gonna actually slap Sunrise just straight across the cheek,
No.
just
Oh, no.
crack.
Oh no.
As you see her starting to frown and the fangs come out, as well as Jeremy, you feel 2 large hands actually grab you and hoist you up off the ground. Louise, this bolt of blood shoots past your shoulder as you see Elle start to pull her
Shit.
pages out,
Oh,
and they start to
shit.
float into
Oh
the air.
shit.
As all the interns failed their roles, they all go into
Amazing.
fury
Oh.
frenzy in this particular moment.
Okay.
So there's a lot
Yeah,
happening.
Don't.
Felix is going to go and sit down again.
Okay, yeah, Felix sits down. All right, a lot's happening right now. So we'll start with, I think, Sunrise. You've just been slapped across the face,
Okay,
and Ginny's
yeah.
rearing up for a second.
Okay. yeah, I think just my classic goodie, oldie but goodie, but like the underworld blue of vampire eyes just goes like, oh, I've been waiting for you to fuck up, and I'm just gonna full just body tackle her.
Okay, absolutely. Let's do strength brawl. Let's do strength brawl.
Okay. I'm already at 4 hunger. I'm willing to rouse to increase my hunger. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
go
that
on.
mad.
Why not?
I
as
Fuck it, why not?
excellent. Roll strength brawl against Ginny.
Okay.
Luis,
That is.
you have Elle. She's preparing another blood bolt to cast at you. She's about to
Oh,
draw it
she's-
out.
I like through like everything happening, he just panics and he's going to use not Zeus's Fury, because Zeus's Fury will just fucking obliterate everybody, but Discharge. I don't have it
Okay.
on my character sheet. I changed it like
Mhm.
before I did it, but it is
Yep.
Discharge. So it's like Zeus's Fury, but it's like a little weaker. So it's rather than drawing ambient charge from around the area, this time the effects is more pronounced, as their body takes on a deep blue hue as the energy arcs across them. Making this an obvious breach of the masquerade, the vampire immediately discharges this burst of electricity from their hands, either from a form of an arc blue lightning from their fingertips or a full body discharge of deep blue. Upon impact, the muscles of the target stiffen up, making it hard to move. So it's going to be intelligence, blood sorcery versus dexterity, athletics, or strength, stamina.
Okay, excellent.
It's going to be a rouse check.
Lovely.
They get hungrier.
Can't wait to fuck up Rufus. Can't wait.
So who is this potentially hitting?
This is towards
It's,
Elle.
Okay.
This is
intern.
towards L. So
Felix, you are the calm in the chaos, ironically, as everybody else around you flips out.
Yeah, they
Jeremy,
deserve it.
you are being picked up by 2 large grey hands that have suddenly appeared and are trying to hoist you up off of the ground. What would you like to do?
This is Rufus, right?
You can't see them currently because they're picking you up from behind, like up off the chair.
Okay. I don't know what can I do? Can I just?
It's
like,
up to you. You
fucking
can punch back. You can harden yourself and try to defend up. You can try and evade the grabbing. You can do whatever you like.
Let's have a look. Is he
I'm gonna use
brawling
a
me?
willpower.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to pick you up and toss you out the window.
I'm gonna activate Shatter then, so he'll take toughness damage if he attacks me.
Yep. So make that rouse check.
That is 6 successes.
Okay, excellent.
So,
And
that
Imogen,
sounds-
you are in the thralls of frenzy, fury frenzy, as the beast takes full control. You have a choice here. You can let me decide what Imogen does, or you can take the reins yourself and direct them in a particular way that's been angering Imogen for a while now.
I feel like she would cast. Is Danny also frenzying?
Danny's actually fully under control. Danny's holding his hands up and going, "Whoa, whoa, let's all calm down. This is clearly not the way this is supposed to go." Danny's completely okay.
She's like points at him. This is your fault. All of this. And does extinguish vitae on him.
Okay, excellent. Lovely. Let's do extinguish vitae then.
Hang on, I think I have to do a rouse check.
Yep, it's a rouse check, and it's
All of
intelligence,
your-
blood sorcery versus
Wait, no,
stamina
we don't
composure.
know if like Danny is like he says he's kindred, but he can eat food, so we don't know. That could straight up kill him. Just saying.
I don't know. I passed my rouse check. Let's see,
Mhm.
that's intelligence plus blood sorcery. So I have to do this. That is
Coming for you, Felix.
let's see. That's
Felix
5
is
dice.
just chilling.
Oh, I'm also gonna rouse my blood again just because.
Yeah,
just, like,
why
pissed.
not? If you want to succeed.
I succeeded that as well, so that's I think 7 dice then.
Okay, while you roll that, let's go through the results of all of these things happening at the same time. Everybody, just chaos ensues. Sunrise, how many successes on your strength
Yeah.
and brawl?
So I got a messy crit. So it is a total of 5 successes.
Wow.
Just tackling Jenny's like, I am the sunshine of Beacon in this office. There can only be one. And I'm just literally just pounding her face in.
So with a messy critical, 5 successes, you're not in the throes of a Fury Frenzy, are you? You are. Oh no. You're responding to her Fury Frenzy.
I'm just responding to her Fury Frenzy. I'm just mad.
Okay. What hunger are you at currently?
I'm at 4 hunger.
You are going to have a hunger frenzy at this particular moment.
Interesting.
As the beast's claws start to sink in, your fangs grow, and Ginny's looking fucking delicious right now.
Yeah.
She rolls no successes. You pin her to the ground and start wailing on her. She is completely defenseless against you in this particular moment.
I do have a question. Is Ginny a mom, and does she drink wine?
She's neither of those things, I'm afraid.
Okay, so this is gonna be a fun result.
Well, I mean, what would you like to do?
I would definitely just showing dominance in that there can only be one positive outlook in the office, and I've already claimed that spot. I definitely want to. I'm fine going with it and biting her, and then afterwards just vomit and violently blood vomit into a waste bin basket.
Okay.
I think is a fun outcome.
All right, you sink your teeth into Ginny's neck. She gives a gasp. The blood starts to flow, and it is filthy. It is like drinking sewer water, and this horrid, like, you're drinking it in, but also throwing it up at the same time. The spurting constant starts to happen, and it starts to dirty the floor even further. Luis, how many successes?
It's 6.
6 successes.
But I don't want to like kill her.
Does it do damage?
It's okay. So channeling the rub involves an intelligence blood sorcery attack roll.
Yeah.
So basically, her strength stamina is basically what she sort of absorbs, and then like the +2 damage bonus. This causes cripple, injury, stun for a turn, causes aggravated health damage to mortals, and unhalved superficial damage to kids.
You
yeah.
You tie with the amount of successes. Your electricity bolts through as you start to take on this bluish hue. It strikes her. You see her pages fall from the ground for a moment. She has this sort of sizzling burn before the pages begin to pick themselves back up. And you are also going to make your own stamina results. She begins to cast her own spells upon you.
Okay.
Jeremy, how many successes on? I
don't need to roll.
You're
Shatter.
To be clear, they are trying to throw you through the window. Shatter will make them get hurt, but they can still succeed on what they're doing. It doesn't stop them.
I got a 3.
Does that make sense? Your shatter will hurt them, but they can still succeed in throwing you at the window in the process. You have to roll against them to stop them doing what they want to do. If it was a weapon they were using, it would still, it would absorb some of the damage and you'd still take some damage from it. But as they're picking up and grabbing you, it's because Brawl is grappling as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to wriggle out, if you want to push back, if you want to punch back at them, etc.
No, I'm cool. I failed anyways.
Right. Okay. This sudden appearance of this huge Nosferatu picks you up from behind and just spins. How many successes did you get?
0. I didn't.
You
hit
get
any.
thrown out the window. You crash out the window and begin to plummet down onto the cars below. And then
got chatter.
And then the Nosferatu turns towards probably Felix. You're the closest one after them. Leaps upon you. Is there anything you would like to do in this particular scenario?
I I'll just like move out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, excellent. Using your celerity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dex and Athletics, please. In the
Cool.
meantime, Imogene, how many successes?
I got 3 successes, but I'm going to spend a willpower to re-roll 3 of them.
Okay.
Just because, why not? Let's go extra.
Yeah.
1 extra success, so
Okay.
4 successes.
As you point and you begin to cast this spell, flow it through you to remove the blood from this kindred, Danny sort of holds up his hands, pats himself. I have no idea what you're trying to do, Imogene, but you need to calm down. We need to talk about this, okay? Everything's going to be fine. As he's completely unaffected by your spell as he resists it.
I don't know what to do now.
That's fine. We can come back around if you need a moment to think.
Oh, yeah. I
No,
got
then she just
3
like,
on my.
yeah, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
3 successes,
No, you go ahead.
Louise.
Yeah, I got 3 successes. Yeah.
Your hunger's going to increase by 2, and water starts to vomit out of your system as she turns your blood into water.
Oh my god. Okay. They're at hunger 5 now.
Oh no.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I think, can they just grab one of like the blood cooler? They're gonna run out of the room, grab one of the blood coolers, and then lock themselves in their office. And in their office, after they just like chug the entire gallon, just the entire gallon, they're going to start like moving the desk and start doing the ritual escape to true sanctuary.
Okay,
like
yeah.
finishing like it's like a half complete circle, and they're gonna finish the circle.
Excellent. You put yourself down. It's a lot of blood, so it's probably down to hunger 2, I will say. You satiate
okay.
yourself down to hunger 2. Jeremy, please make a stamina and I'm going to say athletics. Make sure you roll in a particular way and hold yourself in a way that allows you to not take the most damage from falling 42 floors down on top of a car. Your toughness has been activated, so it will reduce the damage by quite a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can activate any other disciplines you'd like to in this plummet.
It's 4 of those. Two. Rolling very poorly now.
Oof. With 2 successes, it's going to be 3 aggravated damage. As you fall 42 floors, luckily your Venture toughness allows you to hold back on most of the damage. You can use Defy Bane in this particular moment as well to convert those into...
I'm going to.
Yeah, so you can convert those into superficial instead. As you...
I am now on 5 hunger.
You slam into the car, it's a taxi, you dent the front of it, the metal wraps a little bit around you, and it crushes and crumples in the perfect way as you've hardened yourself up. Very Mithraic of you to do in such a golem, a marble statue way. As you crumple, the car crumples around you, but softens most of the fall. The tires flatten out, and you hear the hiss of the air out of them. Glass is now across the room. You hear a screech from across across the alleyway, and someone starts pointing out to these officials who are just around the corner where the office has actually fallen from. You only have 3 superficial damage. You're basically scratched as a kindred. It stings a little bit. That's about it. Nothing serious. Excellent.
Just getting up. go back inside.
Yeah, you stand up,
As
you brush all
nonchalantly
the, you
as
take the
possible.
glass pieces out, you pull the metal out of the side. Yep. Another day of the office. Make your way back
Catching the
up.
elevator.
Catching the elevator back up. Imogene, please.
Imogene looks at Danny. She's like, I don't need this job anymore, and leaves. Well, at least I have another part-time job on top of this one. My mobile karaoke bus. She walks out.
Okay. Danny simply goes, you don't actually mean that. You don't mean that. All right, let's all just... He looks at the absolute chaos going through here. He says, Felix, if you could clean this whole situation up, that'd be great.
I'm pretty sure I'm being grabbed by an Nosferatu.
You are currently being attacked by Nosferatu. Sunrise, how much blood are you taking from Ginny? 'Cause she can't do anything to stop you. She's very bad at brawl.
I think I'm only taking, because I can't actually partake in it. I think I will take 2 just to show her who's boss.
You can actually spend willpower equal to the amount of blood you take. Actually, I think, or is it Bane severity? It might be Bane severity actually. Let me double check that for you to
No problem.
gulp it down and to keep it in.
Okay.
Why can't you partake?
She's
Because
not my.
she's-
She's
it's
not
not
my.
her.
Yeah,
You
been
can
true.
you can still
Yeah.
feed on
So-
people that aren't part of your preference.
Yeah, so it's willpower equal to your
And-
Bane severity if you take it in superficial damage.
Okay.
And then you can
Gotcha.
stomach it. It just takes a lot of
okay.
willpower to keep it down.
Gotcha. All right. Then I'll take it so that, showing who's boss. Empty out my willpower tank. Just like. And when you come into the office tomorrow, remember what happened today. As I like.
She's
keep it
holding
down.
herself. She nods, eyes really wide, starts to roll away and starts to crawl as her base flips from fury to fear as she starts to crawl her way across the office, leaking blood all over.
Mm-hmm. This is a good day.
Felix, you're currently being attacked by strange Nosferatu who's made their way
Got
inside.
3 successes on the dodge.
Excellent. You actually I rolled quite poorly this time. You managed to dodge out of the way. Oh, don't forget you can add if you activate fleetness, you can add your celerity to it as well.
I didn't actually activate
Oh,
fleetness.
you don't even need
so-
to in this case.
Yeah.
As the Nosferatu leaps, grabs the plastic chair that you've been sitting on and just tears it apart with their bare hands. Danny's like behind you being like, please clean this up. This has all gone wrong. This is not the way this is supposed to go.
Proper way to conduct ourselves in the office?
It's absolutely not. This is not the way this is supposed to go. Tell you what, Felix, maybe I can cut you a deal or something. Like I could work something out if you deal with this right now. I could shorten the time, maybe.
Shorten the time, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just gonna because it looks like Sunrise has one of the frenzying kindred under control. In that case, Felix is just gonna like grab this Nosferatu under one arm, and the one that was attacking Lewis is just gonna grab that one under the other arm and just hold them there until they calm down.
Excellent. Strength brawl. I believe
And
if you've got
he'll activate prowess for this
yeah,
as well.
just what I was thinking. You can add your potence to this as well as they do their best to resist. Now this is physical, so the Tremere is not a very physically strong character. The Nosferatu is.
Do I have to split my dice pool for both of them?
I'll say it's just one roll, and both of them
Okay.
roll against you for sake of ease here.
Seven.
7. You beat them. They got a messy critical. They got 6. With L getting 0 successes. With what does this look like, Felix? As this Nosferatu leaping at you with its claws outstretched, ready to grab you, and L preparing some new strange blood sorcery about to shoot a blood missile at you. What does this look like?
Just captures them both under each of his arms. It hoists them up so they're kind of like dangling in the air. Just holds them there while they're struggling until they just like calm down a little bit, like ride out the frenzy.
Okay, the Nosferatu is moving, struggling, scratching, but it's not doing any damage to you, Felix, as your hardy kindred, your old kindred body has taken a lot worse than this. L can't move whatsoever, hangs there like a limp cat when they get picked up from the back of their neck. All of her books fall down. As this is happening, downstairs, Imogen, you make your way out of the office. You take the steps on the way down. You actually see Jeremy making their way up, picking some glass out of their chest and making their way back up towards the office. Your fury frenzy as you've left the scene evaporates in this current moment.
Do I notice when I walk outside, like, unfortunate scene of, since we had part of the office fall onto the street things?
From this angle, you would see the car that Jeremy hit that is just flattened. And around the corner, you can see the blue and red flashing lights of emergency vehicles because it's just around the corner to your right-hand side where the office is.
Nobody saw Jeremy land on the car?
One person did, but there seems to be a lot of falling things from this building today. So the area is quite evacuated. Nobody is here currently.
Well, that's good. Yeah. All right. She feels better. She looks at Jeremy. Are you feeling
Jeremy's
okay
just
now?
walking past you. He just
That
walks straight
seems to
past
be
you.
fine.
He's hastily running upstairs. He's on the verge of a hunger and a fury frenzy at the same time against that Nosferatu.
Well, I think if you've left the scene of the crime, that you'd feel better. But whatever. That's great.
I'm on 5 hunger. We'll see if I feel better when I get there.
I mean, you walk right past me. I have food for you, so I don't know.
He's
Nope,
still
just walk.
focused.
Just
He's still
focus.
focused
Okay.
on getting upstairs.
He's like, well, let's see. I'll go back up. We'll see what happens. He turns around and goes back upstairs slowly.
As Luis, you've locked yourself in this room trying to complete this particular blood sorcery. Sunrise, getting up, probably dusting yourself off. There's a lot of blood on the suit currently. And there's a lot of blood everywhere. Frankly, this office looks like it was the set of a horror movie. There is a smashed cake. There is blood everywhere. Danny's sort of hiding behind the VCR stand, currently observing everything that's going on. The Nosferatu has calmed down. Elle has calmed down. Ginny is quietly hiding under a desk in the corner. A lot of broken and smashed things all over the place this particular night in the office. As our characters calm themselves, take the time, and reconvene if they so wish, or talk amongst each other, I leave the scene to you all.
I don't think there's anything. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, so what did we learn today, Ventru?
I learned that I'm amazing. And honestly, violence should be the answer to most problems.
I agree with the second point.
You don't know me, so
I probably walk into the room as violence should be the answer to most things.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have HR to come and fix.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
I think
Who even
as
are
these,
you?
yeah,
He's the janitor.
I'm aware of his profession and his identity. I just don't know.
Felix.
Is there any Felix blood sprayed anywhere? Just oh yeah, there is. There's dried Felix blood on the ground.
There is stigmated blood, but
Yep.
that's about it. There's no fresh blood.
Darn.
Felix was
bad.
unharmed by this entire scrap. Victoria, you were saying something?
as he finishes the blood, the circle finally, and thinks about what the hell just went on, he's going to pick up his phone because he's not necessarily like he just threw up water that was his blood, but it wasn't water. Sort of shaking and kind of like not. He's going to text them back. I guess I'll be seeing you soon.
Ooh, interesting.
Making shit worse for himself, but yeah. Absolutely. He was like, I'm not going back to the chantry though.
Okay. Duly noted. As that message is sent off, you received no response just yet. Yeah. Danny raps on your window, Luis, as you are finishing up this circle, sending messages. Hey, we've all started to stop. We've all stopped killing each other. Nobody's dead. You can rap. You can come out. I mean, technically, we're all dead. That's a very long discussion. Please come out, please.
He walks out, and then as he like gets to the group, he just starts crying.
Blood tears falling down Louise's cheeks in this particular moment. Jeremy, I believe you'll need to make a hunger frenzy check. Side of fresh blood.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't have seen as like Imogen was with the group. I wouldn't have joined the group immediately.
Okay.
But if the Nosferatu goes back to his desk, he might find no desk. He might find splinters.
Interesting, Felix. When you let them go, the Nosferatu is nowhere to be seen. They seem to have leapt at you, thrown you out the window, attacked Felix, and then once they calm down, just vanish into thin air. So you're not really sure where their desk is. There should be someone
What is a frenzy roll?
It is your remaining willpower.
Undamaged willpower?
Yes, undamaged willpower. It's
So
difficulty.
0.
Right. So you have a decision here. You can allow me to take control of Jeremy, or you can ride the wave in a particular way that is appropriate for Jeremy.
I've had a lot of personal chaos this session. I'm gonna let you take the reins for once.
There's fucking blood everywhere. It is on the carpet, it is on the walls, it is down Louise's face, it is spurting out of Ginny's neck. Everybody is quite injured. There is blood everywhere. I'm gonna say that the moment here essentially is Danny coming back and clapping their hands together and being like, all right, well, I'm glad that everything has finally calmed down. As Jeremy, you leap straight towards Louise, fangs out in this very fast and quick manner. I guess what would everybody like to do in this particular moment?
This is fury.
Is this wait? Who is sorry? What? Who's jumping at?
Jeremy has failed their hunger frenzy roll, and Luis is currently crying, so blood tears are falling down their cheeks. And the sight of open blood.
I don't want to scare all of you, but whilst going up the stairs, I did roll for prowess of pain, or prowess from pain, preemptively. So that is active in this scene.
Right.
Putting it out there. Just putting it out there. And obviously it goes to strength, obviously.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Obviously.
So
Right.
Jeremy is trying to attack Luis.
Eat, yes.
Eat Luis. I am going to try. Oh, no, that would be bad. Can't do that. I don't have any special things I can do for. I mean, nope.
You can still use disciplines like dominate, presence, and stuff. It's just more difficult because they get 3 more dice to resist these things. It's there in the,
I also have unswayable mind.
Swayable mind,
Keep that in
indeed.
mind.
I'm gonna attempt it.
Why not?
All I have access to, I don't know if it's enough. All I have access to is Daunt. I don't have like the 3rd level one.
Daunt will add towards an intimidation roll. If you activate it, it adds your presence level in towards that. So if you'd like to step in front of of Luis and put up
If I
this front
could.
of you are not doing this, not on my watch, not in my office.
Absolutely. I would definitely like to try.
Okay, make manipulation intimidation with 2 extra dice. Add your presence with Daunt. Jeremy, you will make a. It will be composure resolve. Composure resolve against this particular roll. Let me double check. Yeah, composure resolve. You'll add 3 dice as you are in frenzy as well. And your unswayable mind.
I'll spend a willpower.
And my unswayable mind.
It resists all mind bending disciplines.
Yeah.
And people trying to change your mind. Manipulation rolls and stuff like that try to change your mind.
That
At
is
5.
That is a messy crit with an additional 12 dice total.
Right. So
to my 5.
As you're about to step up, Sunrise, Jeremy's already pushed past you and is going straight past.
Oh god.
Would anybody else like to do anything here?
And Luis again uses, is it now not even just discharge, it's full on Zeus's fury.
Absolutely, you can use Zeus's fury.
It's mostly like he's not trying to hurt everybody else, but this is just like a reaction.
Yeah.
Like to like already being attacked once, and then now Jeremy, while he's emotionally vulnerable at this moment, it's just
okay. What roles are involved in Zeus's fury?
It's again dexterity, athletics, or strength, stamina versus my intelligence, blood sorcery. But instead of just the superficial damage, this does aggravated damage.
Right. Okay. Dexterity, athletics.
And
Jeremy.
yeah, and anyone within a 3-meter radius must make a dexterity athletics roll versus difficulty 3 to avoid the bouncing lightning.
Right. Everybody make a dexterity athletics check, please.
Okay.
And he just like screams, and then this comes out.
What am I making as the main target?
Dexterity athletics.
Is there a different roll?
Dexterity athletics or strength, stamina.
Strength, stamina.
So I roll strength, stamina?
If you'd like to roll strength, stamina, or dex athletics.
Well, I mean, I've got 7 dice in strength, so...
Well, strength, stamina would work better for me. Never mind.
Do I get the 3 dice from frenzy? Is that a...
No, this is not a mind bending thing.
Okay.
The only thing you ignore physically in frenzy is...
Well,
is
For everybody to make the roll? or
Everybody
just-
else needs to roll dexterity athletics.
yes.
Because
Dexterity.
because it's not directed at you, but
Okay.
it's the lightning bounce, and so
Yeah.
you would have to make that roll. Yeah.
When I
Mm.
did make that roll because I got confused, I did get 3 successes.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay.
Difficulty is 3 to avoid it.
Just like, oh shit.
6 successes. 1 success. This. Would you like to throw up any fortitude, Sunrise?
I do have toughness. I don't know if that helps in this situation because it is immediately aggravated damage.
Yeah.
So I don't. I
not
just have a little bit of extra health to maybe survive this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also 7.
7 successes. Ties go to each other. So in that case, I'm going to roll a single dice. If I succeed, it's going to be Louise's success. If I fail, it's going to be Jeremy's success. And I succeed. So it's going to be Louise in this particular moment. As a perspective shifts, as time slows down, Jeremy leaps towards Louise, and the perspective shifts out of the office, the exploded side of the office, the cracked windows, the pieces still slowly falling down. You just see this big blue flash from inside as this huge intensity of lightning bolts around through us. The perspective hangs back here for a moment. There's silence. And as we sort of come back and see what's happened inside, every one of us here, except for Imogene and Danny, is scorched in one way or another. I believe, Felix, you probably also succeeded on this roll as well.
I got 3.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You avoided it as
Yeah.
well. You have hair sticking up. It's blackened. It's charred. Very... the ground is charred itself. There is, those of you who are hit by it, you have that your veins and your skin looks like it has this crackling. When people get struck by lightning, they have these particular veiny, sort of almost looks like tree roots go up along your entire body. Disappears upon you in this particular moment. Jeremy, you've been thrown back by this amount of shock through your system that has done you no damage, but it's short-circuited you and put you into torpor for this particular occasion. And those of you who have been all the electricity in the building just shuts down at this particular moment. Red lights start to come on, emergency lights, as all of you stand there in this brief moment.
I think Luis is just, he stopped crying out of shock, but he's just shaking at that moment. And he starts crawling back to his office to go to his circle to escape.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Imogene's gonna walk over to Ginny and give her a hand and pull her out of the office. I'm like, we're going right now.
Okay. She takes your hand as you leave the office. Danny claps and actually, Sunrise, you speak first. Or Danny speak.
Yeah, I think I'm guaranteed our phones are fried, so I have no idea where to deposit Jeremy. But I'll load him up into my car, and we're probably just gonna crash since my haven is in the street right now. I think I'll crash at one of my blood siblings places. I'll take Jeremy with me so he's not just in the street.
Excellent. As you're all picking up your things and gathering them, Danny claps a little bit and says, "That's conflict resolution right there. You've all done really well." As Imogen just leaves. Sunrise, you're picking up Jeremy. He says, "That's excellent teamwork, everybody. That was a great meeting. take the night off as Sunrise. You just exit, and come back, and we'll hit them next time. We'll finish off. We only did one of the clans. We've got plenty more to go through. Okay. And just steps back and makes his way out of the office to make some calls. We have a brief moment now for any final scenes our characters would like before we wrap up appropriate workplace behavior.
As Luis, I guess, it goes into a circle and it teleports him back to his haven. Did he get a response?
No response yet.
Okay.
I think Felix has decided that it's just all too much. And he'll slowly take the elevator down. And
Elevator doesn't work.
elevator doesn't work, that's true. He'll
Well,
have
if
to
you
take
if you want to earth shock the elevator, it'll work technically.
I feel like I've done enough.
Okay.
He'll take the stairs then. He'll get in the elevator first, smash some buttons because he doesn't understand this shit, and decide that he has to deal with the stairs. Just walk off and realize that maybe just letting the Camarilla blood hunt him is a better option than trying to clean up whatever just happened in that office.
Excellent. In that case, you all receive messages shortly afterwards from your brand new phones that are sent to you, or that you organize for your specific office duties. These particular messages attain to, hey, how about you take a couple weeks off as we all need to cool down. The office needs to be repaired. Things need to be organized. See you all in a while. Obviously, this is leave without pay. So do your own thing, and we'll see you all next time. And I think... oh, please, go ahead.
I was going to say also before he does text Sunrise, I'm sorry you had to be in the middle of all that. You can stay at my place if you wish. And then, yeah, that's it.
I'll respond back. I'll hit you up tomorrow night. We're going out.
Nobody has Imogene's number because she doesn't.
She doesn't
usually
have
her
one.
phone. She doesn't have her phone with her half the time.
Mhm.
Like tonight, she forgot her phone in her mobile home or RV.
Hey. In that particular case, I think we'll wrap up our session here with somehow destroying the entire office space itself. Ironically. So let's go around and introduce ourselves. Tell us where we can find you, please, and what you're up to. And yeah, please, starting with Victoria.
Hey, I'm Victoria Vela. I've been playing Luis Estrada, the 300 watt or 3000 watt now Tremere. And you can find me on Twitter at Jesus_spicy, or when Avignon kicks back up with Ethan playing as a fellow player, Avignon by Firelight. It's so fun. Please check it out if you can. And yeah.
Hello, Serena Montgomery here. You can find me on Twitter at Serena Carolyn. And if you want more tabletop content, I know words, you can find me over at Dice Dropping, also on Twitter and on Twitch. I'm one of the mainstay DMs over there, and we're just trying to play a bunch of games, really, with a bunch of people. That's us. But and I've been playing Sunrise, totally under control with all of their emotions, never breaking character. So fabulous.
Hi guys, My name is Aaron MP, Aaron Music Productions. I'm not really active on Twitch anymore. I've got a busy schedule, but I am planning on being in a bunch of TTRPG games and running one on Roleplay Nights, or OLE, ELAYE, on Twitch. It's going to be very exciting. We're just we're a community of people who love to do things. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kat. I played Imogene Grady, who is, in my mind now, a kind of like, she's a very good Banakim, but she does not have the abilities to defend herself very well. And she still susses Danny a whole lot. But you can find me on all my things in the link probably that's up on Twitch right now. But yeah, sometimes I show up in various shows around the internet on Twitch to give it to Tom.
I'm Tom, and I've been playing Felix Queso. I've had a lovely time meeting and playing with these amazing people. You can find me on stuff at Platman22. It doesn't really matter that much because I do shit all. So, but yeah, excited to play more games with some of these people in the future.
Hell yes. And obviously I'm Ethan, the storyteller of these wonderful people. Go check them out. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell, all of the above. Make sure you're watching their content because they're such amazing people. I know I will be. I'll see you in their chats. We'll see you for the next session. Hopefully the office will be repaired by then. And we can actually have more sessions. I will be seeing you next time. And thank you so much for watching in the meantime. We will see you later.